Alright, so what should we name him?
Let's do something epic. Like I like Lance a lot. Or
Lancelot?
Hans. Hans.
Hans?
That's a good
You mean,
German name
you
right
mean,
there.
isn't it Hans?
Hans. Hans. Yeah.
Is it two N's or
One N.
one N? Okay, Hans. Okay, he needs a last name too.
Hans Schroeder.
Schroeder?
Yeah.
Okay. I can spell this. Schroeder.
It's pretty.
Isn't that like the famous guy who played piano and they named the Peanuts character after him? Hans Schroeder?
It might be, but I'm naming him after a guy.
Is that how you spell it, or no? There's a C.
There's an E too.
Where?
After the O.
After the O, there's an E. Isn't there a C in there?
No, I think that's good.
I think there's an. Isn't it like Schroeder? Is that how you do it?
I don't know. We'll leave it at that.
Dude, I'm not fucking having this name. It's so dumb.
Keep Hans, okay?
His name will be Hans.
Yeah.
No, let's make him.
Male.
No.
A girl named Hans?
Yes.
What is this?
No. There's actually a difference in here compared in
Alright.
Yeah, there's actually a difference.
Alright, well we're gonna go with I'm thinking lighter weight, like a 1?
No. Demon Souls, the stuff is actually different than it is in Dark Souls. Like, the heavy armor is much more useful.
Okay.
But actually, the appearance for the male and female is actually different, which is kind of neat for knights. Like, see, this is the male knight.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Which I actually like more. So, let's see what the female one looks like. That's the female one.
Just has like a open face.
Yeah, and the red.
I like the red.
Yeah, okay, I've never played as a female character on here, but you get different items.
Yeah, I think our appearance looks decent, so we'll just leave it, maybe?
Let's random.
Okay.
It doesn't change it. Oh, wait.
Jesus, dude, you made a mistake.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Is this better or worse than Oblivion?
In Oblivion, you can make your characters look sick, but this is pretty bad.
We'll just go back. Okay. Hans.
Because in Oblivion, you had a lot of hoods. So.
That's true.
The one thing that made me upset in Oblivion with cloaks is that you always were wearing bare feet no matter where you were.
That's how it is in Dark Souls 2.
Really?
In not Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls as well.
Okay. Because it's like, alright, well, you don't have feet anymore if you're in Oblivion, because it's all snow all the time.
Yeah.
Well, not all snow all the time, but it's pretty freaking cold.
Should we play the Journey to the Nexus?
No.
No? Okay.
We've already done this, and I'm guessing that you're
right, I've played this so much.
That guy looks cool.
Yeah, Lord Rydell. Rydell, I don't know. You find him, I think, in the Tower of Latria, which is what the area that they're basing Bloodborne's like design off of. It's not the same place.
That's a new DLC, right?
No.
Oh yeah.
For Bloodborne, the guy said he wanted to make the entire game feel like the Tower of Latria. So.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I thought it was already out.
No.
I'm pretty sure I saw something. Whatever.
No, it's not out.
We are playing online, by the way.
Oh yeah, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave it like that.
There's still a few people playing online, especially in the Boltarian Palace.
We might get some invasions going, hopefully.
Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is to just figure out your armor setup, because you don't want to be fat rolling. But in this game, armor is much more useful than it is in Dark Souls.
In Dark Souls, you can just spam roll that and then you'll be good.
No, in this game, like, you'll actually not die very often. Like, I think in my first playthrough, I only died, like, 9 times. But the game is really hard. It takes a long time to get through certain areas. But you're not going to die as often.
I like that, though. I like having a grind through an area.
Yeah.
Because it feels like, especially in modern games, like, you have this, like, short areas that are, like, super action-packed, and then it's over.
Right.
And that didn't happen in Dark Souls too much. Even though after a little while, when I got super good at the game, you could just run through areas.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed long, but in this game, it feels way longer.
Well, yeah, with Dark Souls, the thing is, like, it's just advertised as a really hard game, but it's you die a lot. You die so often.
You die in really bullshit ways, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
You won't die here as often.
Like, in the beginning, you died a lot, like, when we first played the game.
Yeah.
I died a shit ton, like...
Oh, yeah.
Mostly because I had, like, this feeling that it's Dark Souls, so I need to be super careful.
Right, the first time you play it, you're like, oh my god, this is the hardest game ever.
But, like, after a while, it's like, I could probably beat the game with, like, a little knife.
Right.
And it would be hard, but I think I could do it.
Yeah, I haven't played this in forever. I haven't played any of the Souls games, actually, in a while.
Yeah. I I kind of was disappointed with Dark Souls 2. I haven't played it extensively,
Yeah.
but I was kind of disappointed in it. Like,
Yeah, there are a lot of things I was disappointed in, but overall I really enjoyed it just because it was longer. So if you felt like Demons and Dark Souls were too short, Dark Souls 2 is much longer, and
yeah,
that's nice.
I feel like it catered towards like mainstream players though, which I
Yeah,
was disappointed in.
I don't know. I feel like it was just really rushed out.
Well, it had it. Yeah, I think this is the first one that actually was like marketed
That's true.
massively.
That's true.
So they probably had to have it released soon, or they'd start making losses, which is unfortunate because, Dark Souls was more of like a underground game, and Demon Souls
Well,
even
Demon
more.
Souls was like it got like the Game of the Year awards, but it wasn't until like halfway through Dark Souls like lifespan that it became super popular.
Yeah, well, it just wasn't marketed, and I feel like I don't know. It's like especially with Demon Souls, people didn't really play it in
Yeah.
the West Coast because the West Coast wasn't marketed like at all.
Yeah.
In Japan, of course, it was because Namco is
Right.
pretty big there, but here it just wasn't marketed, which Dark Souls 2 was, and Dark Souls 1 was a little bit, but not as
Yeah.
much.
Well, the thing with the From Software is that Dark Souls and like a lot of people only think of them for the Souls games, but they're actually their big title is Armored Core. That's like what they're known for. They've released like 9 Armored Core games.
Well, I'm pretty sure FromSoft just got bought.
They did, but
Yeah.
it's not like just that they got bought by another gaming company. It's by some other like
It's by a
like
cartoon like
yeah,
that.
it was like a multimedia thing. Like it wasn't just games.
It was strange.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing yet.
Yeah.
Because maybe we could see some Dark Souls cartoons in the future, which I'd be down for.
Yeah, well, like they're not just into doing that, but I think they're mostly a publishing company, not much of a creation thing.
Well, I'd heard something of a Dark Souls cartoon being released.
Really?
Like that's like one of the main reasons they bought it because of its success.
Yeah.
In the West Coast and in Japan, of course, and that's why they bought it. I think you missed an item there, by the way.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Slave shield.
Pretty good to have. Not really.
Well, the thing in this game is you have an equipment burden when you go out, so you actually need to drop stuff if you get something that's not very useful.
Like Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know my feelings on Skyrim, so don't bring it up in the same.
Yeah, I think I share most of them now.
Probably.
Yeah. But going back to what we were talking about, I'm not going to say that I'm getting bought by. I'm not sure about the company's name. If you know it, drop it in the comments.
It was something.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm not too hopeful right now. Just because it seems like every company that's bought out, especially by EA, because EA is literally just like the Satan of gaming, that it seems like their franchises are they go downhill pretty quickly. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about Bloodborne. I think that it looks much better than Dark Souls 2 did. It looks even more like a Souls game should, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked up a lot of stuff on Bloodborne, but I'm excited for it.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's going to be like the first game that's produced or published by the company we've been talking about, but if it is, I think it's a pretty good game for them to start out with.
Yeah. Well, I know you haven't played Demon Souls as much as I have. Like, you haven't played it at all, really.
I haven't. I was mainly a Dark Souls player.
But what's really cool about this game, especially later on in places like Tower of Latria and Valley of Defilement, is it feels a lot like a medieval like horror game. It's less of like an adventure like Dark Souls was, and actually has a lot of really cool horror elements. And fuck me,
Yeah,
fuck me.
As you can tell, we've been talking a little more than actually playing.
Yeah. But like, there's actually like some actual like horror elements and stuff, which I think is really cool because we don't really have medieval horror games that much. Which it just seems like a great like place for it, and so I think Bloodborne's really gonna help with that.
I think I'm forgetting the name. Undead Burg. I think the Undead Burg was pretty like it's like this a lot.
Yeah, it was basically just ripped off of this. Like, there are so many places in Dark Souls that are places in Demon Souls, really.
But I think the Undead Bird was one of my favorite spots out of all 3 games.
Yeah.
It's probably it's the first area that I've actually like had to play through extensively.
Right.
Because it's the first area you fight through. Not the first area you fight through, but one of the first areas.
Like the first actual level.
Yeah. And like I struggled with that level and it scared me. So, but I think that's pretty medieval horror-ish.
Right. The thing is like Demon Souls, it's actually got a much better atmosphere, at least in my opinion, than Dark Souls does.
Uh-huh.
Like, I love a lot of stuff about Dark Souls, but when it comes to atmosphere, the levels in Demon Souls are so much better. Like they're so much cooler.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's a couple cheap areas in Dark Souls, which going back to what we were just saying about cheap deaths, like the archers in
Rolanda.
Yeah, those were not fair.
Those are
I mean,
so
that's
dumb.
not even. It's not even like a good challenge anymore. It's just destroying you. It's just like, what's the point of having them there if you get stuck there? Like in like my last playthrough of Dark Souls, where I started out with a new character, it took me almost 3 hours to pass those motherfuckers.
Right, and you play that game so much. You play Dark Souls more than I have.
Like I'm a pretty good Dark Souls player. Or was. I haven't played it recently.
Whoa.
First death?
No.
No. All right. But oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, took the pussy way out.
You by healing?
Yeah.
It's been forever.
But yeah, like Honor Rolando wasn't really like you died no matter what you did unless you're like really good at that. And like I played through that game so many times, and that one area just I die every time. And like sometimes it'll take like 15 minutes, and other times it'll take 3 hours.
Right.
And like there's been a couple times where I've just like raged because of that one area and like taking a break from Dark Souls.
I feel like especially with Dark Souls, they just tried to make it as hard as possible. Like that's all they did.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, let's make them die as many times as we can get them to die.
Well, that's what their whole marketing campaign was about.
Which is really stupid because even Demon Souls wasn't necessarily like that. Like I was saying, you don't really die as often in this game as you do in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But like, what if like I feel like they're gonna start trying to make games where it's like you just open up like first level and you just die a bunch immediately, like
yeah,
like not even like a fun thing to do in the beginning. You just die automatically, and that's the game. It's like yeah, it's the hardest game ever. Like it's dumb as hell.
That reminds me of Fallout 3 or I think it was New Vegas. Yeah, it was where you automatically the first scene is you getting shot in the head.
Yeah, well that's what you do in Demon Souls in the tutorial.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny though, like
right, like you do it as a tutorial, like oh crap, I'm in for something. But in Dark Souls, it's like oh, let's just make them die all the time because they love dying. It's like no, they don't. They love the challenge of learning how to like get past things that made them die before. But
yeah, and don't get me wrong. I don't know about your opinion about this about Dark Souls, but I love Dark Souls. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, no, me too.
But I mean, there's some obvious flaws in it that were never really addressed. And also, I mean, it became easy for a lot of people, especially newer players, due to the fact that hacking or glitching was pretty prevalent in that game. Like, you could, at one point, somebody gave me every item in the game times 99. And if you've ever played that, I don't think it's possible to get over 99 boss souls. So
they just like spam level. One thing I have to say they do pretty well at in the Souls games is that leveling, like you can't just really grind through levels to beat an area. You have to like actually get better at the game. You can't just keep leveling up.
Until when you grind, when like the rare occurrence that you do, which well, it's not rare. I used to do it all the time, and it makes the game easier by a lot.
Right.
But it was like it took skill. Like every time you might die, so it wasn't like it made you better by doing it, like you said. But it was also like giving you experience, which is a great thing.
Right.
But also, like when I became really good at the game, and like later on, and I wasn't really doing anything like through the story, I'd already beaten it both times, like both different ways and all of that.
Right.
What I like to do is go into Undead Burg and just like hand out one boss soul and just help like newer players.
Right.
Out.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Like because you find people of your own level, or they say you do. They usually don't. So I'd go into like a level 1 character, have one of my friends transfer me everything on one of my other characters, and I just start handing out souls, And I really enjoyed that. That was probably one of the funnest I've ever had with a game. Because I'd invade people. I wouldn't just join the world and like help them as a fandom. I'd invade them and try to scare them, and then give it the soul to them, and then I'd fight them.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that part of the game.
Alright, here we're going to get one of the most important items in the game. I got to talk about this for a second, but I have to remember. There we go.
That is like the weirdest mechanic I've ever seen.
It's pretty weird because you can't jump in here.
Item?
Yeah, Thief's Ring. Thief's Ring is like one of the most important items to get. It basically turns the game into easy mode because you can actually get bosses to forget about you. Like you can what you can do is you can sneak up to bosses.
Is that why this guy's not? Oh wait, no,
poison them.
That's an AI character.
Yeah, he's an ally. You can like poison the boss, and then you can just like step away slowly, and they won't even know you're there. You can just kill them like that.
Yeah. Hopefully, we won't be using those tactics.
That's how I beat King Allen the first time.
Yeah. You're definitely dead.
No. It's been so long since I played this. What?
Oh,
Oh, it was the fire behind me.
oh, he walked into the fire.
Yeah. Aw.
That's too bad.
Well, because in this game, it's kind of like Dark Souls 2, where you lose health, but here, instead of losing 10% or 5%, you lose 50%.
Uh-huh.
Unless you have the cling ring attached, which I do, so...
You lose like a portion, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like this place right here, I can see what you're talking about with like the medieval horror.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like medieval horror.
Yeah, it comes up more actually later in this level, because again, Demon Souls isn't open world like Dark Souls was.
Yeah, you have the Nexus. Like
yeah, the hub world.
Yeah. Those crows are not flying like that.
Where's the guys? They're over here.
But yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Black Plague kind of era, like, you know.
Right.
Everything just, well, I mean, there's kind of a Black Plague spreading across the land anyways, I mean, from the demons.
Right.
But it just, like, looks like everything's, like, decaying and dead, which I really enjoy, I guess, which is a messed up thing to say. But,
no, not necessarily.
well, it's a game. If I said that in real life, I'd be dumb. But, but it's, like, that kind of atmosphere is really gritty. I like gritty atmospheres.
Yeah, no, me too.
Especially in movies as well.
But you haven't seen the Valley of Defilement in this game, have you?
I don't think so.
That place is like the coolest area of like any game I've played.
It sounds pretty gritty.
Yeah, the Shrine of Storms is probably my overall favorite area, but the Valley of Defilement's pretty cool.
Yeah. Going back to Bloodborne, one thing that I hope doesn't happen is that like it's such a bad game that they never make another game in that series.
Oh, I doubt it, because even if it's bad, it's gonna sell well anyway. People are gonna buy it, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna use the Game of Thrones game as an example here. Everybody bought that game, and it was like everybody was so excited for that game, and it's the worst game I think I've ever played.
It was really bad.
It's not the worst game, you know. I'm being a little harsh, but it was terrible. It was fucking awful. So, but like that game was really like hyped, had a lot of hype around it, and it failed. And now I'd be surprised if there's going to be a good Game of Thrones game in a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm discounting mods, obviously, because there's a mod for Crusader Kings 2. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a strategy game with like politics and such. But there's a mod for that that's probably one of the best mods I've ever played in, like out of anything in my life. It's amazing. And it happens with movies too, like Aragon, for example.
They made like so many Aragon games though.
Yeah, they were fun, but I mean, they weren't quality.
The movie was so bad.
The movie was depressingly bad.
Yeah.
You know, I always wanted a Hunger Games game. Like, they have it for Minecraft, but that's Minecraft.
And Minecraft sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah, your opinion. I'm a fan of Minecraft. I guess I'm mainstream. But like, they have Hunger Games for Minecraft in Arma 3, which Arma 3 is kind of fun. Well, it's more like Battle Royale for Arma 3.
Yeah, I haven't played Arma.
Guns. But I really want to see a Hunger Games game. I think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like that so much. I mean, I feel like they would limit what you can do quite a bit. Oh, he's still down there. Okay, that's good. There we go.
Take a step forward.
Yeah, you need to save him to get some of the best items in the game.
Yeah, but there's a few games that I think should be branched out into.
Well, none of them respawn. None of the guys respawn.
Wait, what?
From when I died.
That's a glitch, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I don't know if maybe they weren't supposed to, but I thought they were.
It's the first level, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might take it a little easy, but it's Dark Souls. So.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or Demon Souls. I'd probably just piss somebody off by saying this is Dark Souls. Yeah, but there's a few games that I'd like to see that are probably never going to be seen.
Oh, fuck, I hit Estrava.
Does he fight you?
If you hit him enough, he's just like any other NPC if you hit him enough.
Oh, I don't know what you're trying to do.
I know, well, I don't want to hit Estrava. I'm trying to switch out to my long sword. Fuck. Can I actually not...
What?
Oh, oh my god. I forgot you can't dual wield in this game. I forgot.
You're dead.
What? Oh my god, it's been so long since I played this. You can't dual wield. Wow, okay.
Oh god.
Damn, that was really stupid.
King Yurt.
You're the Silent Chief. This guy, you have to kill him. Wow, that was really fucking stupid.
You're gonna be mad about that for a
I
while.
am really mad. I've already died twice in the first level. It's just, oh my god, it's been so long. Okay.
Alright, we'll get it perfect this time. Are you just gonna run through?
Yeah.
Alright. But, you know, a Game of Thrones game would be pretty nice. I'd really like
A good one.
Yeah, and I know that Shadows of Mordor was just released, but I'm not really counting that as a good Lord of the Rings game. It's a great game.
I haven't played it, but I've heard good reviews for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Assassin's
But
Creed.
it's basically, it's not really a Lord of the Rings game.
No, like that's my main issue with it. It's just a spin-off, and like I really want to see some Lord of the Rings games, like some good, like
I mean,
what was the one that was?
We enjoyed War in the North quite a bit.
That was a great game.
It was so much fun, but like Conquest was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And it would have been great if they had kept the online.
Yeah, we came a little too late for the party there.
Yeah, that's true. Did you play the Third Age though?
Yes, I did.
The PS2 and the GBA one?
Yes.
Those ones are awesome, especially the Game Boy one.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, those are the ones that it's kind of like a turn-based.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So it's like Final Fantasy a little bit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The PS2 one was basically like just a rip-off of Final Fantasy X. It was exactly the same.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, me too.
But yeah, but a good Lord of the Rings game, like there was one that was supposed to be released but got canceled. But it was
White Council.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
It was supposed to be open world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really want that. Like, even if it's Lego Lord of the Rings, which there was, I want to go.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. But you could not play multiplayer.
No,
we tried doing that, and that just the screen was that was so painful. Yeah, no, that was actually.
It was a great game, but
it was.
I think we both need to get copies of it and play it online.
Separately.
Because, Jesus. But, you know, just an open world Lord of the Rings game, I'd be so happy for. And it would be hard to make, but which is why it hasn't been taken up by anybody recently.
Right.
But I think,
well, Shadows of Mordor is open world.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't. No disrespect for the people that made it. But I swear to God, it's just the Assassin's Creed engine.
It is. Yeah. Meets Batman Arkham City.
Yeah. Or Arkham Asylum.
The same thing, the Batman games.
Yeah. And somebody's dying down there.
Yeah, Ostrava is fighting people. Hopefully he doesn't die.
But, and like, it's just like, they did great on the level design, but it's too similar to Assassin's Creed. I mean, it's more of an Assassin's Creed spinoff than it is a Lord of the Rings spinoff. Mm-hmm. And it's a great game, though. I mean,
yeah, now I want to play it sometime if I buy a PS4.
Yeah. But the Game of Thrones game should definitely be on the agenda, which it probably will be, seeing that, I mean, what the fuck? Jesus.
Well, think of, like, how many Walking Dead games we've had.
Yeah, I mean, Walking Dead game, well, I'm discounting the spin-off with Merle. Jesus, fuck, that was terrible.
Oh, really? I haven't played that.
Don't.
I heard it was pretty bad.
The Telltale game. Oh, there's a Telltale Game of Thrones game coming out soon.
Oh, yeah?
You know what that Telltale is, right?
No.
It's like the ones that you, like, it's like the choice-based thing. They did a Walking Dead game, but...
Right.
Yeah, they're doing one for Game of Thrones, and I'm super excited about that. Like, I don't know how they're going to fit it in, like, if you're a new character or something, because... I mean, I feel like if you were like playing as one of the characters from the books and TV show, like a canon character, you'd just be like,
fuck.
I feel like people would just choose, like, nobody would branch out.
Right.
So I feel like they're gonna make some new characters, but it's still a great idea. I'm happy that they chose that. Mm-hmm. But I really want to see an open world.
Do you think that would end up kind of like Shadows of Mordor, where it doesn't really have anything to do with the universe that it's set in then?
Well, that's a good question, because it's definitely a path they could go down. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could probably be the easiest path for them, because but judging on their last games, I think in The Walking Dead, that's what they did.
Yeah.
But I hope.
Well, I mean, I think The Walking Dead is a little bit different, because all you really have to do to make it a Walking Dead game is put in zombies and then maybe reference some of the characters every once in a while. I
mean, the comic books were great. Like those were actually like super well made. But we're talking about the TV show when we like. But the games, like, there was they were characters from the comics books, which it was based on.
Yeah.
And if I'm right, I might be wrong.
I think you're right.
Yeah. and you met characters from the comic books. So if they like did that, and you could like choose to be like either a Lannister or a Stark or like a Reachman, which is the different soldiers, and there's a lot more than that, but those are the main ones, or Baratheon men too. Then that'd be really cool. Like just be a base soldier and make your way up, or be like a small lord. And I'd really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like you could choose to like rebel against your. I think it's a great idea.
It'd be cool as like a strategy game as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's our Crusader Kings 2 already has it covered.
Right, but I don't know. I don't like playing mods like that. I'd rather have the actual thing.
It's probably the best game. But it's probably the best made mod I've ever played in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know if anybody does the Pokemon ROMs, but it's basically as well made as that one of those ones.
As like
Ash Gray.
Right.
The anime covered one.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. Like you can choose like Robb Stark and then go conquer freaking the East or something, and like just go off his main path, or like you could be Joffrey Baratheon, who is the biggest asshole.
Doesn't even want to be him.
People play as him. It's actually surprisingly popular.
Right.
I try to make him into a good guy, probably because they share a bunch of character traits with him. But like you can choose any character that holds a landed title.
Yeah.
Which is really fun. Like it's the most dynamic game I've ever played in my life. Anything can happen any playthrough.
Fuck. I'm so bad at this.
Like sometimes you'll die like right out the gate, and other times you'll live to be like 100. The game always goes on as long as you keep your title.
Right.
And your house survives. So if you're like the last member of your house and you die, then the game's over.
Naturally, I mean that would make sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, sometimes it kind of makes me mad though, because like you end up playing as a woman, and back in the Game of Thrones, women, if they marry a man matrimonially, they lose their name, like their given name.
Right.
Or not their given name, but birth name.
Yeah.
And I did that because I was the last member of my house, and I wouldn't have survived if I hadn't have, and then I lost the game because it switched to their house.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, that's my only complaint, but it's still a great game. It's probably one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Or mods. Crusader Kings 2 by itself is a great game, but this adds a whole new level to it.
Right.
The interesting. Oh yeah, this is the dragon.
Oh, there's the dragon. He's just gonna do his roar. He always does it, and it's so annoying. He just does his roar.
And then you.
Oh, no! Now he's doing his fire. Okay.
Last time that took
like
us so long.
Yeah, half the time he will like not even do his fire attack.
Yeah. Well, he's a real G. He's the real MVP. But yeah.
Oh, he's coming back again.
Oh, what the hell? God. You must have been hungry.
Yeah, I don't know how to trigger him here or anything. But you don't know what the blue dragon is, do you, in this game?
No.
Oh, the blue dragon is the worst thing ever.
What the hell?
At the end of the Boltarian Palace, like 1-5, I think it is.
That guy's dead.
Just leading up to the final boss is this dragon that blocks the gate, and he just stays there and breathes fire whenever you run past him, and it's super hard to get past him. And he has more health than like any other enemy in the game.
Huh.
So you're just stuck shooting him with arrows. But since in this game you have an equipment burden, you can't carry like infinite arrows with you.
Can't you just use a poison arrow?
I think he's immune to poison.
Oh, Jesus.
So you have to just use arrows, but you can only bring a certain amount with you.
Uh-huh.
It sucks.
That's not too fun.
I know, here's the way to the boss.
That chain looks so out of place.
Oh, the chain, it's not as bad as the trees in Dark Souls. I mean...
Oh, or the trees in Battlefield 3. They're like not even 3D.
Oh, yeah.
They're 2D. And it's like the most like disconcerting thing ever.
And alright, so there's a thing. Is there another way back here that I missed, like an item? No, I can't go through there. Okay.
I hate this boss.
Really, I actually like this one. It was more creative than the first bosses for Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, who were basically just big enemies.
Yeah, but the Taurus Demon was a massive bitch.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the Asylum Demon.
Oh, wait. Taurus Demon is the one down below. Right?
No, Taurus Demon is the one on like the narrow
bridge?
Yeah. Not bridge, but wall.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I hated that thing though.
The first time, but now that I just know to just go grab the the gold and pine resin,
Yeah.
then you can just take them out in a couple
It's so
hits.
funny how those enemies become like normal enemies later on.
Right, in the Capra Demon,
Yeah.
who your first time fighting him, and then you realize the only reason he's hard
It's because of the crab quarters.
Right. Fuck
Yeah.
this. Fuck.
Jesus, that is some skill. You're dead. Okay, never mind.
Oh crap! I forgot about this guy.
What the fuck?
Can I get past him?
Oh no, you're
Come on,
dead.
Come on, come on.
It's over.
No. Oh! Oh well. I think it goes back to the beginning. Wow, I've already died 3 times here.
It's a little embarrassing.
I know. I'm
That
so
guy
out
was boss.
I'm so out of practice. Yeah, Sage Frake.
Freak.
The visionary.
Freak.
Alright, let's go take out the boss here. I don't need... Yes, wait.
Do you have any explode? Do you have any bombs?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Another game that I'm really excited for, which is very off topic, is Pokemon Omega.
Oh yes, Alpha Sapphire.
If we can record that, we will.
Yes, representing Sapphire here.
I'm going for Ruby. Mostly because he chose Sapphire.
Right. Everyone's going for Omega Ruby this time, just because Omega is a cooler word. That's really what it is.
I like Alpha Sapphire. I like that name a lot more.
Really?
Actually, I like Blue. I don't know. I like Team Magma and Team Aqua almost equally. But there's something about Alpha Sapphire that just sounds cooler.
I just want to have Team Magma on my side. That's all I care about. I love Team Magma, even though I don't really care for all the new designs. They're not terrible.
I mean, they're not like Team fucking Flare.
Oh god, that was the dumbest thing ever.
Fuck.
That was so dumb.
I mean, I thought the villains from goddamn
Black and White.
Yeah, were terrible.
Yeah, I thought that was really like just stereotypical.
Yeah, but then I saw those things and
Team Flare just went to a whole nother level of stupid.
Yeah, I felt like puking.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, I get it that the thing is supposed to be like French influenced, so we're not supposed to like them, but
whoa. But Team Flare's the worst party out of all the parties I've ever.
Yeah, they're so bad.
X and Y was a decent game, but there was nothing to do after.
It was so short.
Yeah, and there's nothing to do besides multiplayer and the looker missions after. And the looker missions aren't really fun. The levels were tiny. I mean, there's no explanation.
Yeah. I mean, it's always like the first 2 before they do the culmination game.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they're always really short.
I'm hoping that the next. I mean, I'm not too upset with them, mostly because it was their first game, and it was the first 3D game. Like, it was a big step up, and I don't think they knew how much the 3DS could handle.
Right. I don't know. The 3D thing was like, it was interesting in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then once you get to the fucking big city and you have to deal with that camera angle.
Jesus fuck! If they remake the game that's in there, I'm dead.
That camera angle.
Yeah.
Is the most. I can't even describe it.
It gave me headaches again.
It's so hard to find anything.
And, that city would be awesome if they just fixed the fucking camera angle.
Right.
And,
that was...
there's so much... They could have made that, a big, city that you have to explore. Like, Black and White and Black and White 2's city.
Right, they had a big one, too.
And I really like that city. You go in the sewers and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this one is just, there's nothing to do. There's just...
It's all cafes, and, there's nothing to do in the cafes.
Yeah. I mean, there's,
And then was half the city was just closed off from a power outage?
Well, yeah, later on it's open.
Yeah, it's just dumb when in the beginning they're like, okay, there's a power outage, or the road is blocked with boulders.
I don't think I'd ever... if I don't have a reason to be in that city, I'm never in it.
Right.
And that's not how it should be. I mean, I guess some of it was hit and miss. I mean, there's always a hit and miss place in each Pokemon game, but that was, massively out of place.
It was so bad.
But there's other cool areas in X and Y, especially on the coast region when you're up in the mountains. I really like that.
Yeah, no, I wish
they would have expanded on that.
Except for the part with, the Rhyhorn, because that just took forever.
Oh, yeah.
It was just boring. You just had to keep pressing the same couple buttons and move really slowly.
And the Mammoth's too, later on.
Yeah, that one's pretty boring, too. It's not as long, though.
But...
Okay.
It's just, they should have made it bigger.
They really should have.
And I would have been fine if they got rid of the 3D and added bigger environments, because I'm not...
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I would love it if they just went back to the original style and then made the places way, way bigger.
Yeah.
Is there an item back here? I don't remember.
I mean, Omega and Alpha look really good in that aspect, seeing that they're adding everything from Emerald and in Sapphire and Ruby, not
Oh,
taken
yeah,
from
really?
Emerald,
Okay, yeah,
but
it's
all the
that.
areas and adding more.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for that. I think they heard people's complaints about the lack of.
See, I disagree. I think they're gonna be even shorter. I think that's gonna be really disappointing. They're gonna make the areas smaller. Like in X and Y, the routes
Are tiny.
they're like literally 2 frames.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna love this game no matter what because it's my childhood.
Right.
But I know that I have a feeling that what you said was correct.
Mhm.
I hope it's not, but I hope they just take everything from the old games, throw it in, then just add new areas.
Right. I just want more areas. Like
Basically just converting it to 3D and adding a few more areas would be fine with me.
yeah, I don't even need the Mega Evolutions, but
I'm not too happy with Mega Evolutions, and from what I've heard from the community, a lot of people aren't either.
yeah, well, the designs are just really, really fucking ugly. Like, I can't even.
I mean, a couple of them are fine, but it's just like the whole idea isn't really too great because you know they're gonna have to do it for every Pokemon in the game.
Well, that's what they're gonna do. That's what's gonna keep people interested. Is every time they're gonna add like 3 or 4 new ones.
Well, this time it was like 8 or something like
Well,
that.
yeah, but it's only the second game. That's why I'm guessing like when like if they remake or do Pokemon Z or whatever, they're gonna just add in some new ones. They'll be like, here's a new game. That's like all they're gonna add. They're not gonna start adding like Battle Frontier and stuff. It's just gonna be.
Battle Frontier is gonna be in the new ones.
Is it or are they?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
That's exciting. That's
If
exciting.
they remove that, I'd like
I
freaking
would stab
Nintendo on
somebody.
fire, and yeah, Game Freak would go to hell
Yeah. I mean, they already are, but not for that reason.
because but the Battle Frontier is needed desperately because that was one of the coolest areas. It was like perfectly made in the old games. It was like I loved it.
Right.
I mean, there was not a lot of things in Emerald and that I disliked. I really can't think of like stuff off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I mean, it was challenging. It was.
Well, in the new ones, they're reducing the levels of some of the enemies.
Yeah, but in Emerald they were raised from the original ones too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like the third one's supposed to be more challenging.
Okay, that's good.
But
and that's how it was with Platinum. Like that one was harder than Diamond and Pearl.
Oh yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. And they're adding a shit ton new of legendaries. Like I saw the list; it's insane.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that between having X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you can get every legendary.
I don't think that's true, unfortunately.
Damn, yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lack of the 3 dogs.
Those are the best ones, but can't you get those in X and Y?
You can get the 3 birds.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't really like the 3 birds that much.
I love them.
Really?
I love all of the original legendaries.
I don't know. Entei and Raikou are like my 2 favorites, and Celebi. Entei, Raikou, and Celebi.
Articuno blows everything out of the water for me.
Not Entei though.
I like Entei, mostly because of the movie.
What is his Yeah, that was the best Pokemon
Yeah.
movie. I love that one. But what's Entei's like description on the card? Like everywhere he runs, volcanoes erupt. like I love the old descriptions on the cards.
They're so over the top.
Yes, like with every step, volcanoes erupt.
Every step that he takes is another mistake.
Yeah. I think somewhere in here there's a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. I forget where it is though. It's been a long time. Is it over here?
I'm pretty sure it's somewhere up in this like.
No, I think it's what it is. I think it's up a floor.
But what the legendaries I saw were Dialga, Palkia, Reshiram, the other one, Zekrom, I think his name is. Of course, the original legendaries from the games. They're probably going to add Deoxys on as DLC.
Mewtwo, and Jirachi probably as DLC.
Yeah. Mewtwo was thrown in.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you get Suicune.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I might be wrong.
I mean, that is the dumbest of dogs, but it's just my opinion.
I like all of them. Like
Suicune's design to me is just really weird. Like, I can never tell what's going on.
I don't know. You know, I feel like Raikou is one of the most forgotten Pokemon of all time.
It is. It really is. Mainly because, like, I don't know. He was the only one of the dogs to not have his own movie.
Really?
Yeah, Suicune was in the one with Celebi, and then obviously the Entei one.
I love their origin story in the games.
Yeah.
Like with the Burning Tower, the Bellsprout Tower.
Right.
And I think it was expanded into the TV show as well.
Yes, it was.
And I really love those. That's why I like them so much. I just have a lot of like nostalgia for the first legendaries.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard for me to accept new. Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I can accept them as long as there's good designs.
I don't think the designs have gotten worse. I just think they're not stellar anymore.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, look, Muck and Garbodor are basically the same thing.
That's true. That's true.
That's probably why I like Garbodor.
But I thought Muck was dumb when he first came out.
Yeah, but I mean, since it's a Gen 1 Pokemon, everybody loves it. But then you throw a Garbodor.
That's true. That is definitely true.
And I love Gen 1. It's probably one of Gen 1 and Kanto and Johto are my favorite. Like, there's no disputing that. And compared to the newer Pokemon from Black and White and X and Y, I take them every day.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's a lot of nostalgia that people are forgetting.
That's definitely true. People are always like, "Oh my god, the old ones are so much better," and it's like, you know.
They're kind of similar, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Game Freak really needs to, in their next game, blow it out of the water where they make a new generation. Where they really need to work hard on it. I think this should be like the whole point of the game. And then, I mean, I'd be fine if they added a bunch of new Pokemon into Emerald or into Alpha, Omega, and all that. Which they've already added one new one. Well, it's not a new one, but it's a new form of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. But they just need to. I think they need to take an older game and add new Pokemon into it, so it's kind of more of like a. So it kind of quells that nostalgia that people are having.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. That's why, I mean, they did Soul Silver and Heart Gold, so...
Well, that's what I'm thinking they should they should remake, or of course, the original ones.
Yeah.
Which was actually rumored. I don't know if it's been confirmed that might be the next one they remake. And if they did that and added new Pokemon into it in a few more regions, I think people would like this Pokemon a lot more.
Yeah.
Because it would feel natural.
Right, it feels like they're just kind of forcing in new Pokemon.
Yeah, and I don't think that's what Pokemon, the games, need right now. I think they need to expand on the Pokemon that we have right now. And maybe bring out some Pokemon that aren't too great back into light.
Right, yeah. Instead of just, like, making, you know... What they're doing is they're giving Mega Pokemon to, like, ones that are already popular, you know?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm really happy with what they did with Pidgeot and Beatro, because those were in the, like, NU category, which is
never used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that they gave them Megas.
Yeah.
Because it brings them back out of life, and it's great. But they've also been giving Megas to, like, freaking Mewtwo that doesn't need it.
Yeah, they give him 2 Megas, and both of them are ugly.
Yeah. I mean, that's also probably Gen 1 nostalgia coming through, because changes people don't really like. I mean, I hate them.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I absolutely hate them. But I mean, they're not bad designs. It's just they're too new.
Well, we should probably wrap this up. We've been going for a while, and that's the first level. So
yeah, and we kind of branched out. It's more of a discussion.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about Demon Souls at all, which we probably should have been doing, but
yeah. But in the next part, we'll talk about Demon Souls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first level, so most people don't need it. But yeah.
This right here, though, DLC that never came.
Oh, that's so depressing.
I know.
Yeah, but anyways, thank you for watching, and look out for the next part, guys.